Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello dear students, I am Mehboob Ali, lecturer zoology, presently posted at Respond Higher Secondary School. Today I would like to deliver a lecture on sexual transmitted disease. What means sexual transmitted disease? Those diseases which are transferred from one person to another person during coitus or sexual intercourse. This disease is called sexual transmitted disease. The another name of this disease is also called as venereal disease or reproductive tract infection. There are certain bacteria, there are certain virus, and there are certain protozoa which has been infected, which has been transmitted so many disease, and that disease is called sexual transmitted disease. One of the most common sexual transmitted disease is STD. First sexual transmitted disease is this AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This is one of the most common sexual transmitted disease, and this full form of this AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Why this disease is called as acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, I will discuss laterly. And this acquired immunodeficiency syndrome causes by a virus, causes by a retrovirus. Retrovirus is one of the family of particular virus which is called as retrovirus, and this virus is human immunodeficiency virus. In the short form, this is also called as HIV. So most of these competitive examination told us which virus caused by this AIDS. AIDS is caused by HIV virus. HIV the full form of HIV is human immunovirus. And this HIV virus mostly attack B and T cell. Mostly this HIV virus attack T helper cell. You know that in our body there are two types of immune cell. One is the B cell and the second is T cell. Okay, these B cell and T cells actually they are formed at the sites of bone marrow, but they can activate it by a special cell which is called as T helper cell. T helper cell helps in the activation of B cell and T cell. But this HIV virus attack T helper cells. When this HIV virus attack T helper cell, and after certain period of times, this HIV virus damage this whole number of T cell, and finally this T helper cell decline it day by day in our bodies. When this T helper cell finally completely decline it in our bodies, that this T helper cell helps in the activation of B cell and T cell. When there is absence of T helper cell because this HIV virus damage T helper cell, and finally there is no formation of B cell and T cells. And finally this person leads to a special disease which is lead to suffering a special disease which is called as AIDS. In this case, in this disease, there is deficiency of T helper cell. When there is no T helper cell in this person, there is no activation of B cell and there is no activation of T cell. And these B cell and T cells are the part of acquired immune system. Acquired immune system. That means this person has the deficiency of acquired immune system. That is why this disease is called as acquired immunodeficiency, because there is no formation of B cell and T cell, and that B and T cell is the part of acquired immune system. That means this full form of this AIDS is acquired because there is no formation of B and T cell. Immunodeficiency, this is the part of immune system. And syndrome means this HIV virus attack and damage the DNA of T helper cell. When there is any defect in DNA and no formations of special cell, that type of disease is called it as syndrome. So this disease is also called as acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. In this disease, there is no formation of T helper cell, and that T helper cell helps in the activation of B and T cell. Symptoms of this disease. Symptoms of this disease are firstly headache. Second is fever. Third is night sweating. Fourth, diarrhea. And fifth is no formation of B and T cell. Second step is treatment. There is no treatment for HIV virus, but there are some special antibiotics used for this to cure this disease, such as ART. ART means antiretrovirus therapy, and the second is retrovirus. This is one of the most common disease of sexual transmitted disease. The second sexual transmitted disease is hepatitis B. Hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is caused by hepatitis B virus. There are different species of this hepatitis: hepatitis A, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, hepatitis D, and this hepatitis B disease is caused by this hepatitis B virus. Second point, this is the cause of hepatitis virus. Hepatitis B virus is caused by hepatitis B is caused by this hepatitis B virus. Secondly, attack. This hepatitis B virus mostly attack these liver organs. This virus attack and use the DNA machineries of liver cell, and finally they damage it, this liver organs. Liver helps in the synthesis of two pigments. One is bilirubin, and second is biliverdin. When this virus damages this liver completely, after that this bilirubin and biliverdin comes in human blood, and when this pigment come in our blood, it change our skin color into yellow. There are certain symptoms in this hepatitis B virus. One is, this is the symptoms. First symptom is jaundice. Second is yellowing of skin color, because this bilirubin and biliverdin come in our blood and finally reach it at the side of our epidermis, and finally this epidermis, the skin color of epidermis change into yellow color, yellowing of our skin. Tisra, it helps in the stool color, but when these bilirubin and biliverdin pigments not reach at the side of our digestive system, finally our stool color cannot change, and our stool color will be, this stool is white in color, because there is no presence of this bilirubin and biliverdin pigment that change stool color into yellow, but this pigment is completely absent in stool, and female stool is white in color. And the last symptom of this disease is black urine. This question, black urine. This is the symptoms of hepatitis B virus. And the last step is treatment. Treatment for this hepatitis virus, treatment. Hepatitis virus can be treated with the help of vaccine. With the help of vaccine, there are three types of this hepatitis virus. Actually, there are three strains, and again, this virus they are used by three different vaccines, such as vaccine A, vaccine B, and vaccine C. The next sexual transmitted disease is gonorrhea. This is one of the most common disease of sexual transmitted disease. Gonorrhea. Gonorrhea. First important is causes. Actually, gonorrhea is caused by a Neisseria. This is caused by a Neisseria gonorrhea. Actually, Neisseria gonorrhea is a bacteria. Actually, this gonorrhea is a bacterial disease. Neisseria gonorrhea. And the symptom of this disease is symptoms. First symptom, white and yellow fluid discharge from penis and vagina. Second symptom is irritation. Third symptom of this disease is burning and sensation. Burning and sensation during sexual intercourse. During sexual intercourse. This is a symptom of this disease, gonorrhea disease. Next is treatment. We can treat this disease with the help of antibiotics. There are so many antibiotics there are so many antibiotics. One of the most common antibiotics is penicillin. This disease can be treated through penicillin. Next common disease is syphilis. Syphilis is one of the common disease of sexual transmitted disease. Syphilis. Syphilis is again a bacterial disease, and it is caused by Trichomonas pallidum. This is a species which causes syphilis. Syphilis is caused by this Trichomonas pallidum, and the symptoms of this disease is white. First symptom is white fluid discharge from penis and vagina. Second is swelling of lymph nodes. Third symptom of this disease is fever, headache, and itching at genitalia site. Okay. Again, syphilis can be treatment. Next is treatment. treatment for syphilis is, this disease can be treated with the help of, again, penicillin and other antibiotics. Next common disease of sexual transmitted disease is this Trichomonas, Palladium, Syphilis, herpes disease. Actually, herpes is a viral disease, and it is caused by herpes virus. Second, and the symptom of this disease is blister, produce of blister and sore at the site of vagina and penis. Next one is treatment. There is no treatment for herpes disease. There is no treatment for herpes virus. Okay. Next disease is, again, this is a viral disease which is called as herpes wart. Herpes wart is caused by this papilloma virus. Symptom of this disease is, this papilloma virus, they mostly cause it cancers, particularly at the sites of cervical cancer, second, vaginal cancer, and throat cancer, especially in female. Treatment for this herpes wart virus is herpes treatment. They can treat it either through antibiotics, vaccine, and other method which can use it to treat this herpes wart virus. Next disease is this one of this common protozoa disease, which is called as this Trichomonas vegetae. Trichomonas. Trichomonas is a protozoa disease. It is caused by Trichomonas vaginalis. Trichomonas vaginalis. This is a protozoa and it causes trichomonas. Mostly in African female, this disease is found. Symptom of this disease is symptoms. Firstly, yellow and white fluid discharge from their urine. Second symptom of this disease is itching. Third symptom is burning and sensation during urinations and insemination in case of male, and insemination in case of male. And the last symptom of this disease is foul smell at the site of genitalia. At the site of genitalia. Next disease is chlamydiasis. Again, this is a bacterial disease which is caused by chlamydiasis is caused by chlamydia, and this is again a bacterial disease. And the symptoms of this disease is firstly burning and pain at abdominal site, burning and pain at abdominal site, and genitalia of both male and female. Again, there is burning, and second symptom of this disease is burning and swelling. Burning and swelling in male penis and female urethra. Second is, the third symptom of this disease is bleeding even no menstruation. Bleeding even no menstruation. When there is no menstruation, even there is bleeding occur in female. Treatment, again, they can treat with the help of antibiotics. Next sexual transmitted disease is pelvic and inflammatory disease. Again, pelvic and inflammatory disease is caused by chlamydia and Neisseria, and their symptom is similarly by this chlamydiasis and Neisseria gonorrhea. Again, this disease can treat it with the help of antibiotics. Next, last disease is chancroid disease. This chancroid disease is caused by Haemophilus ducrei. Symptom of this disease is again pain, burning and sensation at the site of male and female genitalia. Blood occurring even if there is no menstruation in female, even that period of time blood are occurring in the form of menses. Second symptom is itching, again burning and sensation during this insemination in case of men. Again, this disease is treated by antibiotics. Again, this is a bacterial disease, and most of the bacteria can treat it with the help of antibiotics such as penicillin. This is the last disease of sexual transmitted disease. Tomorrow, next lecture will take by Isaac sir. I will finish. Okay, thank you.